Today we'll look at cables and pulleys, and a special case where the cable and pulley system is massless. Meaning that if we take a free body of this portion of the cable, which is going to be in tension when this system is supporting this block, well, if the cable is assumed massless and we apply Newton's second law, we have the tension in the top of the cable minus the tension in the bottom of the cable is equal to the mass of the cable times the acceleration. So because we've assumed the mass of the cable is 0, then the tension force is uniform throughout the cable. So in other words, if we isolate this top pulley, then the tension force acting on it is uniform, and that has the same magnitude of the tension force on the other side of the pulley. And of course you're going to have reactions at this pin to prevent the pulley from moving. So you'll have a similar configuration on this side, and on this side you'll also have the same tensile force in the cable. So if we take a free body of this pulley here, then this force is going to be equal to by Ft cosine theta. So basically we just resolve these forces into vertical and horizontal components. So therefore the force in this cable attached to the block is 2Ft cosine theta, and these two forces are just Ft in the other cable. And we have a force of weight acting on this block with a mass m that's equal and opposite to those three forces to keep this block in static equilibrium. Today we'll look at a special cable and pulley system known as an Atwood machine, which consists of two masses attached to a pulley and is used to verify Newton's law for a system with a constant acceleration. So treating the cable and pulley system as massless, as explained previously, the tension force in the cable is the same. And we expect the heavier mass to accelerate downwards, so the force of weight of this mass is going to be larger than the tensile force. And this smaller block accelerates upwards, so we expect that the force of weight is smaller than the tensile force in the cable. And the acceleration of each block is going to be equal in magnitude. If we apply Newton's second law to the red block, and then applying Newton's second law to the green block, and now we can add these two equations to eliminate the tensile force, and then solving for the acceleration, and now you can substitute this into one of these equations to obtain the magnitude of the tensile force, which I'll leave for you as an exercise. Let's draw a free body diagram for the blocks and the massless fixed cable pulley system components. So if we isolate the components, and because the components of the cable and pulley system are massless, then the tensile force in the cable is uniform. And by applying Newton's second law to this pulley, well, the mass of the cable and pulley is 0. So therefore the tensile force in this cable must be equal to the tensile force in the upper cables. And therefore this force on the block is also 2Ft. Two blocks are attached to a massless cable and pulley system, and the mass of the small block and larger block are given, and we're asked to find the tension in the cable and the acceleration of the smaller block. We'll take in a free body of each block. We can draw the forces acting on each block. where the tension in the cable is uniform, because the cable and pulley system are massless, and the magnitude of the acceleration vector for both blocks is equal. And now applying Newton's second law to the red block, and to the green block, and we can add these equations together and obtain an expression for the acceleration. And we basically eliminated the tensile force. And substituting the acceleration into one of these equations, which can be simplified as follows. And now you can substitute these numbers to find values for the acceleration and tensile force. Two blocks are attached to a cable hanging from a fixed pulley system, and we're given the mass of the blocks, and we're asked to find the tension in the cable and the acceleration of the smaller block. And the cable and pulley are assumed massless. So if you just follow the cable which is wrapped around these pulleys, you'll be able to draw the tensile force at certain locations. So the tensile force is uniform in magnitude. So think of this like we're taking the free body of each component of the cable pulley system. So these forces all have magnitude Ft, and therefore the force in this cable is 2Ft, which is the same as the force acting on the block. And if we're taking free bodies of the block, we have the force of weight on block 1, and similarly on block 2. So the force of weight in block 1 is smaller than the tensile force in the cable, because the smaller block is expected to accelerate upwards, and a larger block accelerates downwards. So in this case we have three unknowns, and I'll leave you to apply Newton's second law on each of these blocks to obtain two equations of motion, and the third equation is obtained from the length of the cable. So we can label this length from the fixed pulley as y1, and the length of these two parts of the cable as y2. So the length of the cable is y1 plus 2y2, and then plus his constant length of the cable that does not change when these blocks move up and down. So if we differentiate this twice with respect to time, the length of the entire cable is constant, and we obtain the acceleration of block 1 plus 2 times the acceleration of block 2. So therefore, in addition to the equations of motion of the block, we have a third equation to solve for the three unknowns. Two blocks are attached by a cable and pulley system, and we're given the mass of both blocks, and we're asked to calculate the force in the cable and the acceleration of the blocks, and make the following assumptions. So drawing a free body diagram for the blocks, and we expect the heavier block to accelerate downwards. So therefore this block will accelerate up the plane. And applying Newton's second law to the first block, and applying Newton's second law to the green block, and now you can substitute for the force of weight of block 1 and 2, Add the equations together to eliminate the tensile force. Find the acceleration, and then substitute it into either equation to obtain a tension force in the cable. And post your answer in the comments.